Hi everybody. This is Wendy Richardson. This is my 18th year in real estate. Doing what you love makes life a lot easier. I have been sharing with you a series about how I work on listing consultations and listing presentations with folks that are thinking about selling with me. And I've shared right from the call, all the questions, the who, what, where, when, why, and how. We've sent over and delivered our pre-listing packet. We've reviewed all of the current active homes that are similar to ours so that we've been inside them and we've met them. We've been to the house, we got the tour, we asked more questions. Now we're sitting at the table. Most sellers have an idea of what they think their home is worth, and most of them want to know right away, what do you think that it's worth? So I always start with the comparative market analysis, and I want to share my top tips with you on that. And then the next video, I'll actually show you what one looks like so you can see it. So the first thing I do is sitting down, drinking my coffee or having my wine with charcuterie board. Remember, we said yes to whatever they're going to offer us. And I start with a high level, what's happening in the market now. So generally speaking, they kind of hear about national news, but we really drilled that down to Houston area where I am, and then right down to their neighborhood. And we educate them, right, on how many months of inventory, how many active listings are kind of within a mile or two of their home. And are we in more of a seller's market, a balanced market, or are we in a buyer's market? And what the emerging trends are. So I always start there. And I do go through what public is going to see. They're going to know what the Zestimate is, the Realtor.com, the Trulia, the Homes.com, all those ranges will be there. Now with the comparative market analysis, I keep it very local. I try to keep it within a mile of their home, but I really look at the criteria. The year built is very important, and then I do a plus or minus of probably about 10 years of that year built. And then I want to look at square footage. How big is their home? And I'll do a percentage there, 15 to 20%. And then I also want to look at how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and those are a good place to start. Sometimes you want to drill down even more. Is it a ranch style? Is it a two-story, a split? You might want to do more, but let's see what we get there. I start with that 1 mile radius to stay really, really tight. So I'm going to look at all those actives. I'm going to look at pendings. I'm going to look at solds. And on another little part, I also include the terminated, canceled, or withdrawn, because those are the ones the buyers have actually rejected. It is a full color packet that I give them. Page turner, really. It's excellent, where they can see the top first 10 photos of each listing, and I highlight on every single sold property. What was the original list price? How many times did they reduce? And what did they actually sell for? But I also highlight, were there any concessions paid or repairs done? And then there's like an adjusted price. That way, in my mind, I'm thinking if it's a market that people are trying to chase down, or did people price it right the first time? They got multiple offers and they sold above what they were asking for. So I do that with every sold. And we look at the pictures and I highlight all of the upgrades. And I have them kind of put a buyer's hat on, and I get them to think, do we think our house is superior to this one? Or maybe it's a little inferior. Is it newer than ours? Does it have an additional bedroom? Does it have a triple garage? And we kind of talk about each thing. And I'm also getting them to look at all those photos, because the first, 7 photos are kind of the money shots. Shouldn't all just be of the exterior of the house. If there are no interior pictures, that tells me a lot about that property. And I also then highlight, do they have upgraded kitchens, bathrooms? Have they done HVAC, like the big 5, foundation, HVAC, plumbing, electrical? I really want to know, has the property flooded? There's many variables, but we go through all of that for all the solds. Then we look at the pendings. That kind of gives us a little bit of the trends, but we don't know what that's going to sell for. I mean, we can ask whatever we want, what will we get? And then we really focus on who are our competition and where would we fit in that competition. When I do that presentation, I always ask them first, what do you think after seeing all this? Where do you feel your house fits in there? Because my job is just to give you a range, but you as the seller are going to pick the price, and the buyers are going to let us know pretty quick if we chose wisely. So that's how I present my comparative market analysis. And next time I'll talk with you about my unique selling proposition and our marketing strategies.